Fatty liver in cats. What is it, and what can you do to help prevent and treat it in your cat at home? Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Click there to subscribe. Hit the bell to sign up for notifications. And then when you click the link directly in the box below, I can send you a copy of my free book. What is fatty liver disease? As the name suggests, you have all this fat that has infiltrated your cat's liver. A cat with fatty liver disease is going to be jaundice. They're going to see yellowing around the whites of their eyes, yellowing in their gums. They're going to be nauseated, like they're feeling ill, often vomiting, and then the biggest marker, they're just not eating. They're refusing to eat. Fatty liver disease can occur within a 2-week period in a cat that has a reduction in their appetite in 50 to 75%. You know, your cat gets sick for whatever reason. Murray last week, he ate something that didn't agree with himself, stopped eating. If that had gone on for a 2-week period, he would have been at high risk of developing fatty liver disease. So what's happening here? Like, how is it that our cats from, hundreds of years ago, they didn't develop fatty liver disease? Let's just take a cat like Murray who has all this additional fat stores. Murray, I didn't call you fat. Cover your ears. For a good chunk of Murray's life, he was eating this high carb cat kibble. And what was that doing? It's causing him to accumulate all this body fat. So what happens? You stop eating. Okay, Murray stopped eating. You mobilize some of this body fat. And where does it end up? It ends up infiltrating his liver, making him clinically really sick with this condition called hepatic lipidosis or fatty liver. Your veterinarian can do a few diagnostic tests, but we're looking at a cat that is icteric, so they're jaundiced, they've got this yellowing around their eyes, their gums, they're inappetent, they're nauseous. Then on blood tests, you're gonna do things like elevated ALP, elevated bilirubin. I mean, that's a cat that has hepatic lipidosis. So the first thing, the cornerstone of treatment, it's aggressive nutritional support. It means you've got to get in this high protein canned cat food into your cat to reverse this metabolic state. Most cats that have clinical fatty liver, I mean, you're going to see your veterinarian. They're going to talk to you about this, like this aggressive nutritional support, and it's going to mean putting in some type of feeding tube. It could be, an esophagostomy tube, which we put a lot in practice, maybe something else like an actual stomach tube, but regardless, you've got to find a way to force feed your cat over an extended period of time, somewhere to 4 to 6 weeks, to reverse that metabolic state and ultimately have his liver recover. But what I want you to do is recognize this before this happens, before you're in this state of full-blown fatty liver. You're gonna make sure that you're getting your cat back eating. So a day or two goes by, I'm like, okay, big alarm bells go off. Like, I've got to get my cat eating. So you're gonna get him some yummy, tasty, high protein canned cat food, of which Murray really likes. And you're gonna do whatever you can to get him eating. Like, you do not want your cat going for that, 14-day period where they're just not eating enough food, getting into this state of fatty liver. Right, Murray? That's the first thing I did. These are 5 holistic remedies that you can consider using at home that may help your cat with fatty liver. Consider using this amino acid, taurine. Taurine is an essential amino acid that our cats need. It's critical to have normal heart function, to have normal eye function. It also assists the liver in terms of removing these toxic bile acids that will build up in fatty liver disease. We're looking at cat doses somewhere between 250 to 500 milligrams per day. Number 2, milk thistle. Milk thistle is considered the most important herbal product to help support a damaged liver. And that's what you're wanting to do. You want to support your cat's liver because we know it's so damaged with hepatic lipidosis. We're looking at doses of somewhere between 100 to 200 milligrams per cat per day. Murray's on a larger size. I would be giving him one of those capsules, which is 250 milligrams of milk thistle per cat per day. Number 3, CBD, cannabidiol. CBD or cannabidiol, we know it's anti-inflammatory. And we know many of the cats that have fatty liver, they also have some of the inflammatory diseases such as inflammatory bowel disease, pancreatitis. So it may help with those secondary conditions that can be triggers for fatty liver. Secondarily, it can also act as an appetite stimulant. We're just trying to think, like, what else can you give your cat that's going to help get him to eat again? Simple dose, 3 milligrams per 10 pounds of body weight daily, can be given up to twice daily. That equates to 1 drop of my supplement per cat per day. So you can just put a drop in the end of your finger and rub it on your cat's gums. You don't even need to force it down his mouth. This fourth one be kind of controversial. Homeopathy. This is a homeopathic remedy called Kilodenium. And the interesting thing is I actually just read a paper on it, and they were doing a study giving it to dogs and cats that had various liver diseases, but including fatty liver. They're dosing it 1 capsule per day, so one of the 30C capsules daily for 7 to 14 days. And many of those animals responded. I'm like, Homeopathy is one of the interesting things, and you also don't need to force your animal to swallow it. You can just lift up his lips, put it on his gums, and that's almost enough to have him ingest enough of it to have some sort of an effect. Last but not least, the omega-3 fatty acids. Fatty liver disease is a huge problem in people, and one of the big findings of an array of different studies is that for people that are regularly taking omega-3 fatty acid supplements, especially those who have been diagnosed with hepatic lipidosis, they're seeing a marked reduction in the amount of fat that's measured within their liver. So we've got a cat like Murray, overweight, clearly at risk for developing fatty liver disease. If he would regularly be on my omega-3 supplement, he'd be at much lower risk of developing the disease, because what's likely happening is the omega-3 supplement is decreasing inflammation in his body, making it far less likely for him to store as much fat, metabolize the carbs that he does get much better, putting him just at far lower incidence of getting it in the first place. So maybe think of this more as a preventive option, but you've kind of got a cat who's just got too many carbs going on and he's got a bit of a paunch like Murray, right? Aside from getting him on the treadmill, bumping up his protein in his diet, you gotta think of something else, like how can I prevent this from happening in the first place? Omega-3s could be it, Murray. Of my krill oil supplement, I'd be looking at doses of 1 500 milligram capsule per day for the average cat. Time for your krill oil supplement, Murray. Murray likes krill, as you can see. Thank you so much for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets on fatty liver in cats. Click up there to subscribe, hit the bell to sign up for notifications, and then when you click the link directly in the box below, I can send you a copy of my free book. Murray, he gives it a 2 paws up.